What's up, guys? Today on Decent Exposure, we got my very talented buddy, Evan Holner.
What's up,
dude?
guys?
Appreciate you coming.
Thank you guys for having me.
Thanks for coming, dude.
Hell yeah.
Go.
Long time no see.
Yeah, it's been a while, dude.
So tell the people how you got started in music and songwriting and what the early life looked like. How was all that?
Yeah, so I grew up in Arizona, a little town called Surprise, Arizona, and growing up, I was actually I was in gymnastics for a good part of my life, and then quit gymnastics and started learning guitar when I was around 13, 14, and then played for a bit. Was mainly learning like lead guitar, like solo stuff, and then kind of grew out of it and put it on the back burner for a while. And then right when I graduated high school, I picked up the guitar again, and that's when I discovered like Tyler Childers and Benjamin Todd, those artists, and that's when I really felt like connected to anyone's lyrics before. Mm-hmm. And so I just picked up the guitar again, started learning their songs, and eventually just trying to write my own stuff. I guess I started writing pretty much when like the pandemic hit.
What was the first song you wrote that you released?
So technically I wrote 2 songs that I released and then took down because I hated them. They were really, I produced it myself in GarageBand.
Yeah.
And they're horrible. So I say the first song I released was How Could I Ever? And that was my first like kind of little moment on TikTok. Because I was
Did you delete the other ones before you released that?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Yeah. I was literally like eating shit on TikTok for 2 years, like not getting any views, and then just posting covers and stuff. And then when I posted my first original, it was like my first video that got like a good amount of likes.
Nice.
And then I released it, and then
I'm sure that's a confidence booster is when the original is the one that goes up for you.
Oh yeah. For sure. Because I feel like it's so easy to people just get attached to the cover music and they follow you for your covers, and then once you post an original, they're like, I don't want to hear this. Like they don't care for your original. So it was nice to have people care about my originals from the start.
I want to know about like your writing process because your style is awesome. I've had Nowhere Fast stuck in my head for the past 2 weeks now, I think.
For
but
sure.
It's truly something. Do you have like an environment that you like try to put yourself in to get you in that state, or does it just come to you randomly and then you run with it?
It looks so different all the time. But most of the time I have to put myself in a position to write something. Like I have to sit down every day and at least put myself in the position to maybe write something. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I'll sit there for hours and have nothing. But for me, my process is just like I run with the melody for so long before I write any lyrics.
Nice.
And once I have something that I'm like, okay, that's what I want to sing. That's what I want to hear for the melody. That's when I start writing the lyrics. And I normally take a long time to write songs. Like moving to Nashville, and I've done a handful of like co-writes, but everything is so fast here. Like they're like songs done in 2 hours, and I'm like, I can't. I have to like process through the songs for a lot longer. So that's something that's new.
That's interesting because you hear people say, oh, something comes to me, and then they got to go run with it and forget everything else.
Yeah.
And like you were saying, how fast the turnaround is.
Yeah. Those moments are very special, and they happen sometimes, and they happen to me very rarely, where you have that moment where you like everything comes super easy and you're not pitching away at a song. But most of the time for me, I'm like really like takes a long time for me to write a song. So
nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So going back to before you got to Nashville, and really before, I guess before most of the music too. So you were in gymnastics, and then you were a college diver as well. So how does that work? Do you dive in high school, and then you kind of get looked at by Because I don't know. You're the only dude I know.
Yeah.
that's
Or
a
does
college
it start
diver.
at the summer
Is it-
pool
I'm
where you're
guessing-
doing gainers off the diving board?
I'm
or-
guessing it's the same thing as any other, I guess, collegiate sport.
Yeah.
So was that something you were doing like as long as you were doing gymnastics, or did you just get into it in high school? Or
So I was actually homeschooled my whole life, and then my junior and senior year of high school, I went to public school, and that was the first time that I saw that they had a diving team. And I had done gymnastics, I had done trampoline and like cheerleading, so I was like, okay, this should be pretty easy, honestly. So I got into diving like really late, my junior year of high school. But then my first year of dive, I got second at state, just because I was just
Wow.
used to like
Tumbling,
flipping. Yeah,
yeah.
the only difference is you land on your head with diving instead of
The
not
very
on the floor. Yeah. But yeah, it's pretty much. I went to. It was a pretty decent sized school. So it was mainly me just like sending videos to colleges that I wanted to go to,
Yeah.
and then a couple coaches responded, but I landed on California Baptist University.
cool.
They're a Division I. They had a good program, and yeah.
Are there any videos online of you wiping out on a dive?
Not. Well, actually, yeah. They're super hidden though. Like I don't think anyone could find them. But yeah,
I can't imagine. That's got to be. Or were you in high dive or just the springboard?
yeah. So we do. There's 1 meter springboard, then there's 3 meter springboard, and then there's 10 meter platform.
Okay.
So I did all of them. 10 meter platform was like the scariest thing. Like it never got less scary.
Oh.
Really?
It's terrifying, and I'm doing like 3.5 flips off of it, and like it always like messed with me so bad mentally.
Have you done like cliff jumping and then
I
like
have,
rip gainers
yeah.
off that?
I love
and-
cliff jumping.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. So you grew up kind of like outside or like in gymnastics, just always
Always
not really
flipping
like
around.
ball sports, just running around flipping. And you do any parkour?
Yeah, a little bit of parkour.
That's
Yeah,
sick.
yeah.
Can you
I
still
did.
do a flip?
Oh yeah, I can still do like a lot of crazy stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, you did a
right.
flip off of the drum riser at a show, didn't you?
Yeah, I've been doing that. Like, I don't want it to be like my thing,
Yeah.
so I'll only do it at a couple shows. And like, if there is a drum riser, then I'll be like, okay,
That's
maybe
awesome.
I'll do a backflip.
I bet
yeah.
the crowd goes crazy.
Yeah, no, they
dude.
do. It's just funny though, cause like I have a lot of like super sad songs, and
Yeah.
like there's like no reason to do backflips at all. But it's fun for the crowd. It's fun.
It's
Yeah.
cool. So, dude, one thing that I find crazy is your American Idol story. You want to talk about that a little bit for the people that might not
I
know?
would love to. Yeah. Yeah. So it was my senior year of college. In the summer, I went on this little tiny tour with my friend Andrew Montana. I had like no fans at all, but I just posted on my Instagram like, can we like play at your house for free? And like, so we did a little tour and played at people's houses.
That's cool.
During that, I got reached out to from an American Idol producer, and while I was on the road, I just set up my laptop and I did like the little first audition, and then they called me back. They're like, yeah, we want you to come out to Vegas, and it was in September of my senior year. So like diving schedule, Division I is like super strict, so I had to like basically beg my coach to let me leave for like 3 days to audition for American Idol. And I didn't tell like my family or anyone. I went by myself.
Wow.
I was like the only one that didn't have like someone there.
Oh, dude, that sucks.
It's actually pretty sad. No, it was fine. I had a good time. I stayed in the nicest hotel I've ever been in.
Hell yeah.
It was in Vegas. Yeah, it was in Vegas.
Was it a casino? That,
It was. Yeah, it was. I can't remember that. There was a
So
casino.
damn many.
Yeah. But yeah, and then I got there, and everything to me was just like so funny. Like they had me set up a fake conversation with one of my friends that I had already met, and I like could not take myself serious, so I was just like laughing the entire time.
like for footage for the show?
Yeah, like to be like, yeah, some like B-roll.
That's funny.
And I was just like laughing the entire time, and the producers were like, I feel like they're just getting annoyed at me. Like I could not, yeah, it was just so weird to me.
That's awesome.
And then I go up and it is designed to make you like the most nervous you've ever been in your
Really?
entire life. It feels like a hologram. Like the judges don't look real.
Like you're saying they purposely try to make you nervous to see.
Well,
how
maybe
you,
they don't,
okay.
but for me,
feels
it was
that,
like,
yeah.
it feels like they're trying to make you the most nervous. Like, yeah, you have a conversation with Ryan Seacrest and then they just push you out. And then, yeah, and then they talk to you for a while. And then I sang How Could I Ever, and my first song. And they didn't like it at all. Lionel Richie was like the nicest. He's like, I can see like all the time you put in, but you're just like not there. Katy Perry said like, yeah, you're just inexperienced. And then Luke Bryan told me, my whole story was like, I'm a diver. I barely got to come here because of my schedule. And he said, I don't think it's worth it for you to risk your scholarship to pursue music. So I was like,
He ate
damn,
those words.
yeah. So I was like, damn, that sucks. And I just left.
Yeah, so how do you, after you hear that, you
Jeez,
walk away,
dude.
like, did you have a big dream to pursue music before you went to American Idol, or was it you just kind of, like, throwing it out there?
At that point in my life, it was, like, the one thing that I wanted to do.
So how do you bounce
Yeah.
back from that? Because I'm sure, like, emotionally, like,
Or
that's
before
gotta
you
be
even get
tough.
to that, dude, like, what you leave? Like, what does the next 2 hours look like for you? What do you do? Like, are you just defeated?
I was very defeated.
Like-
They had, like, it was, like, the last day that they did the auditions, and they had, like, a celebration thing where they're like, yeah, come back at night. And I just left. I just drove straight
Oh,
to
dude, that
California.
sucked. I feel bad for you. And that was 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, and it was. I remember that drive. I was just like thinking to myself, like, "Oh, why didn't I like do another song or like whatever? I was just going in my head, like, yeah.
But in hindsight, it could be fuel for you that got you here.
No, yeah. In hindsight, it was the best thing that ever happened to me, honestly.
Yeah.
But for a while, I was like, damn, like 3 people that are super successful in the music industry told me that, like, you should not pursue music. I was
Yeah.
like, this is not good. But, and then, I mean, I think it was a long time of me just, like, after that, convincing myself, like that I don't need them, like, but, like, not really believing it. I'm like,
Yeah.
this show's stupid. Like, I'm just, like, going to convince myself to, like, keep going. And I guess, like it worked.
That's probably a good mindset, though.
Yeah.
Like, you know?
Yeah, just, like, lying to yourself until it, like, becomes real, kind of, like, faking it until you're making it. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's how I felt. I just kept writing and releasing, and then, like, then I released my cover of Jersey Giant, like, a couple months after, and then it, like, blew up. And then I just been releasing. I released my first debut album, and then
Congrats.
announced,
That's huge.
yeah, and then
That's
announced
awesome.
a tour and sold out, and then
So you just moved
Yeah,
to town
so-
how long ago?
Yeah, do you hear that, Luke Bryan? Did you hear what he just said?
Get your tickets.
Yeah.
Get your tickets. Go get a ticket. Go see
Nowhere-
Evan Holner.
Nowhere Fast tour on sale now. So
And he still had that scholarship. That's awesome, dude. So going into like the beginning of your music, I don't know shit about cars. That was pretty big.
that
for
was a
you,
big
I would
one.
say.
Yeah,
that was pretty
yeah,
big.
Yeah, huge.
What's the backstory of I don't know shit about cars?
I guess I was just in my college dorm room, and I was just messing with that strumming pattern. It's a weird strumming pattern, and I kept writing all these like super sad, like depressing songs, and I was like, I need something that's just not super depressing, and I was just like, I just wrote, I want to have a plan, and then I just kept going with that, and then that was a song where it came like really fast to me.
Nice.
I wrote the chorus in like a couple minutes.
It's very relatable because
Yeah.
I, for one, don't know shit about cars.
I don't
but
know,
I
yeah.
feel almost shame because, like, my dad's generation, like, they
Yeah.
have all these expectations for these things that we should know, but we live in a different world where
Yes,
a lot of
for
stuff
sure.
is online and you don't need to know shit because you got YouTube.
Yeah. So, I mean, that was like my whole life. I don't really care about cars or anything like that.
Yeah.
Sue me, but I was just around a lot of my friends that did, and I was
Yeah.
just like, during the conversations, I'm like, all right, I'll be here and like whatever.
Yeah, you'll be present.
Yeah,
You'll
I'll be
just-
present, but I don't know anything about them.
As you've gotten
Um,
older and as that song has gotten older and you've released more stuff, does Evan Horner know any more shit about cars?
I know how to do like the basics.
Okay.
I moved when I just moved to Nashville, and I in my van. Dude, the roads here are horrible.
Terrible.
Dude, I don't know if it gets worse.
Nashville, you gotta fix your roads bad. I popped a tire in my van, so I successfully changed that. But anything to do with let's go.
There's some shit.
Hell yeah.
But anything to do with anything else, that I'm just gonna let the experts do that.
Contrary to popular belief, Evan Horner does not know shit about cars. I don't either, but
Yeah.
it's very relatable though.
Yeah.
Very relatable.
How has the transition to Nashville been? Has it been welcoming? Like, did you know many people before you came here?
I knew a good amount of people. I just moved a month ago, and then
Nice.
right after I moved in, I went to Europe for my Europe tour.
Oh, yeah.
So like I was telling, I have hardly like settled into my house at all. So I'm still like just doing like basic house stuff right now. So I feel like I haven't like experienced Nashville yet.
But
kinda.
what's the rush? You know,
Yeah,
like,
exactly,
to experience because
yeah,
you're
yeah.
going to be here. But
Exactly,
the
yeah.
Europe tour, like, let's get into that.
Yeah. It was, I never thought that I could go to, we went to 7 different countries, and like for them to know my music is like crazy. I never would have thought I could go there and people would be singing along.
Right.
It's interesting how different the countries are. Like Dublin was the loudest crowd I've ever played. Like they're super rowdy. And then going to like Scandinavia, like they're very.
Were you there around St. Patrick's Day? I guess that would have been
no,
before.
no,
yeah. Damn.
But either way, they're insane,
yeah.
bro. Like, they're starting like crowd chants and everything like that. It was crazy. And then we went to like the Scandinavia countries, and everyone like really like keeps to themselves, and they're much like quieter. Like they're just like a very respectful crowd, but they're like singing along to the lyrics, but like nothing is coming out of their mouth. I feel like they're just like very quiet and respectful, which is cool. Like
Because they're listening and appreciating
yes,
everything.
yes. It's just funny for me, like me trying to figure this whole thing out. I'm like, I'm just in Dublin. They're going crazy, and then like I go to a different country, and it's like night and day difference. So it's funny. Like I guess me like starting to get out on the road, I just have to like recognize like where I'm at, and like realize I play to the crowds, and like just realize that every country, every state is like
Yeah,
kind
for
of.
sure.
I don't. Yeah, it's just weird.
Was there any culture shock when you're out there, or were you too busy to like?
Yeah, for sure. It was a lot of like I think where I was, a lot of people like assume that Americans are just like loud and stupid, and I think we just
I mean,
like
for the
Depends
most
where
part.
you are.
yeah. I think we just like proved that point for them.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like I like to like talk to like random people or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
and I think that's kind of normal here sometimes.
Yeah,
but like
absolutely.
over there, no, or where I was, so like something like that. Especially when I was in like Oslo, I was like trying to get this guy's attention. He was like, "That's crazy. You don't like talk to random people." Or so like
What?
stuff
That is
like
weird.
that
Yeah.
was like weird for me. But like the overall like connection was just people still connected to my music, and
Yeah.
and some of these countries that English is not like, they all know English, but it's not the first language. So
Yeah.
like having them
Like, which country was like?
like the Netherlands,
Oh,
like they're
nice.
speaking Dutch.
That's cool.
Right before, like I could hear the crowd, and they're all speaking in
And
a
you couldn't
different
read
language.
any of the signs, probably, or
It was confusing for sure. Yeah, like the trains and the airports are all super confusing. But they all speak like good English.
Nice.
Yeah.
What was coming from somebody that's played music and sold out shows in Europe? What was some of like the better qualities of being over there? Like, what did you take away where you're like, this is super cool?
Yeah. I would say, well, for example, the one show that we played in the Netherlands was like the nicest venue I think I've ever played. They had like 6 different rooms, and they just like really like took care of us. Like They gave us a bunch of wine and beer, and then we had like a buffet before, and like some venues do that for sure, but like that. The hospitality was great. Yeah, it was great. That was really cool over there.
What about like just getting around from like place to place?
Oh,
Is that just so much different?
So different. In the Netherlands, everyone's riding a bike. Literally, I'm not kidding. There's thousands
on the streets,
of
on the road.
There's thousands of bikes parked on the sidewalk and stuff. Like everyone's riding a bike.
No fat people.
Everyone's in good
or,
shape. Yeah. Seriously.
How bad was the jet lag coming, like playing shows, staying up, I guess, late over there and then coming back here and getting adjusted to time? Did it take a little bit?
The first going to Dublin was the worst, because we like technically, we flew through the night, and I'm not a fan of planes, and like I can't really sleep on planes.
And then trying to get like a full night's sleep on a plane.
Yeah, so I was just trying to stay up the entire day because I got to Dublin in the morning. I don't know exactly what the time was, but I was trying to stay up the whole day. I just couldn't. So just adjusting to that was hard because I was just so tired all the time. But coming back here is a lot easier, actually. I don't know why. It wasn't as bad.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
You just dropped a song with Wyatt Flores not too long ago.
Yeah.
Take Me As I Come. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah.
Was that besides the cover with Jersey Giant when Julia was on it, was that the first song you've put out with another artist, or has there been?
That was my first collab. So me and Wyatt met in LA when I was still in school, and I'm like an hour from LA, and I saw just on his TikTok or whatever, he was in LA, and I just like reached out to him because we both had been following each other for a while. Mm-hmm. And I was like, dude, like we gotta meet up, right? Hang or whatever. And we ended up playing like a super small like pop-up show in LA. That was super fun, super special. And this was like right when like Wyatt was having like just like scratching the surface and like about to like blow up like crazy. And I just brought him this song that I've been working on. We ended up writing it together, finishing. I had like the first verse, and like part of the chorus, and then we wrote the rest of it, and then played that little pop-up show. And I really never expected him to be like one of my best friends, but because a lot of the time you meet people in the industry and it's like everything feels so fake, and like you're not actually friends with them. And then like Wyatt's like the one person I'm like, this is one of my best friends. Like
he's so genuine.
So genuine. And that was so great to like realize like, oh, there's good people here in the industry and like stuff like that. And then it was dope that I got to meet you from that at the Arizona show. And that relationship has been great.
That's awesome. And then I remember the night before when I think Wyatt played the show in Sacramento.
Yeah.
And then you opened at
in Buck Owens.
Bakersfield. I'm sorry. When you opened up in Bakersfield for Wyatt, and we went out to the karaoke bar after, and good Lord, we should have went home a little earlier.
We definitely should have gone home.
Way earlier. But woke up the next day and went to the studio, and I think
that's when we recorded that. I totally forgot. Yeah.
I forgot too because I was asleep in the van.
Mostly. Yeah, I totally forgot. I knew that we had the studio, so I was like drinking water right before I went to bed. I was like, I cannot. I'm paying for the studio. Like I cannot show up like not have a voice. So thankfully I got my part out. I just was struggling just a bit because he had a lot that night as well.
Yeah, that was a fun night.
Yeah, that was a great night. That's still probably one of my favorite venues that I've played.
Yeah,
that venue was
it was incredible.
Cool. So cool.
And just like all the history behind it, all the statues of all the artists in there.
Yeah.
It was super cool. What has been maybe like your favorite show you've played, and not even just for like the crowd or the venue, maybe just like a moment? Is there anything you can think of? Maybe it's like opening, or maybe it was in Europe, or
I mean, I would say Probably recently when I played my biggest headline show in Charlottesville. It was a 750 cap room, and it was at the Jefferson Theater. And just like before, like during sound check, like just looking out in the venue, because you on the road you just like take everything for granted. I feel like you're like wake up hungover, whatever, and you're just super tired, and then you have sound check to do, and then that's it, and that's just like a process, like it's just a repeating process. And then but like I just looked out in the venue, and there was like 3 levels of it, and I was just like, damn, this is like really, really cool that I get to do this, and like this is my job. And the show was great, so such a great crowd. So that was like recently. I was like, damn, like I feel it's so easy to take it for granted and just like be like, oh, I'm so tired, like sound check and everything like that. But it was like really cool to just like take a step back and be like, damn, this is really cool.
For sure. Speaking about being on the road, what are some of Evan Holner's like go-to like gas station snacks?
Go-to gas station snacks. I'm trying my best now to like eat cleaner. Mm-hmm. Definitely the first tour was just like, no, I'm just doing everything. It's just so, everything moves so fast. So you don't have any time. So gas stations, for some reason I've been messing with the Pringles. I'm getting a lot of Pringles recently.
Is it like original?
No, just like trying new flavors each time. And then weirdly enough, like if I'm needing some protein, like there's these chicken things with like buffalo sauce. Like I don't know how safe it is, to be honest.
So it's like chicken things, you mean like nuggets? Or
no, like literally like grilled chicken in like a little plastic thing, and it's buffalo sauce. So I honestly have no idea if those are safe or not, but
I'll have to look for them, the chicken things and the plastic things.
But I've been getting those if I'm like, I feel like, and I'll like get like an apple sometimes too, because I feel like this is good. I'm putting like good stuff in my body here, like 1 apple a week, and like just filling my body with horrible things that every day.
Yeah, dude, you're looking like you're in better, like good shape.
Oh,
so you said you're training for a marathon?
Yeah, you've been running, right?
Yes, I've been running. The past 2-3 months I've been taking it seriously and running.
Have you ran one before?
Never.
Do you have a coach?
First timer?
I don't. No, my guitar player / roommate has ran one, so he's been helping me with like training stuff. But right now my longest one is just 10 miles. So working my way up. I'm doing the Disney World Marathon in January.
Hell
so
Hell yeah, dude, dreams come true.
Exactly. But no, like I said, since I'm no longer a diver, it's nice to have something that I can work for and like get better at, and like I guess
it's a healthy hobby.
Yeah. Running is the thing for me right now, I guess.
Yeah.
Through this journey, just from starting where you were and then getting to where you are in music, what's the biggest lesson that you've learned that's helped you? Like maybe some advice that you'd give someone else?
Yeah, I would say there's one thing that I'm still trying to figure out is like I put like so much pressure on myself, whether it's right before a show, I'm like, okay, I have to put on the best show possible so that people come back, and like, or if it's like I feel pressure because I haven't written anything in my eyes good in a while, and then like comparing myself to other artists, and putting a bunch of pressure on myself is like the worst thing. I mean, it's like the easiest thing to do, but it's also just like the worst thing to do. So like the biggest advice is just like do your thing, and like don't worry about everyone around you.
Just do your best.
Literally just do your best, because truly like comparison is a thief of joy, and putting all that pressure on yourself is not going to help you. It's really only going to hurt you. So just like not worrying about little things and stuff like that is something that I'm still just trying to work through. But I think that's the biggest thing that I struggle with, that I wish I was better at. Yeah.
Well, that's good stuff. I mean, you must have come a long way, though. I mean, from American Idol to...
it's been a lot of
Selling out Europe.
Yeah, it's been a lot of no's and rejections to something that I'm super grateful for, and that's something that I couldn't believe that actually happened. And people show up to my shows and sing along is just crazy. So yeah, super grateful for that. Yeah.
Nice.
So, dude, I have some of your lyrics pulled up from one of my favorite Evan Hunter songs, Too Far Gone.
Okay.
So I just wanted to ask you, I'm going to read these lyrics, and then I'm going to ask you a question. This is the top of the song. I'm throwing up on the sidewalk. It's 2 a.m. Everybody left. I just embarrassed myself for an hour. Now I'm sitting in a neighborhood I don't even recognize. Dude, those lyrics, just straight from the top of the song, it's incredible. Incredible. I think a lot of people can relate to that, especially myself and probably a lot of other people.
A lot of people have thrown up on the sidewalk before.
I have after we played Bucko.
Yeah, literally.
For sure. But, dude, that song is just like, I don't know, you can joke around about it, but, you know, a lot of people can relate to it. So is that just like one just wild night that you just had some stuff to say?
Yeah, pretty much. It was probably one of the drunkest I've ever been, and I remember my friends were going to a party, and I obviously could not like move, and so I just stayed on the sidewalk, and I was like throwing up pretty violently, and like Jeez. And that moment I was like, damn, this might be the end, like, you know, like,
yeah,
like you think of that thought,
like when that thought enters, you're like, oh,
I'm like, this is bad,
yeah.
like literally
I need help.
Yeah, like I had no idea where my friends are. I'm just like laying on the sidewalk throwing up, like. Jeez. So that was like what happened, and then
let's write a song.
Yeah, and then like a few weeks later when I was able to like just kind of like conceptualize it and like be able to kind of. There was also after I wrote with Liam, and I was inspired to just like say exactly what happened in songs.
Yeah,
because he has so many songs that are like, I did cocaine at a wedding where I was ordained as a reverend, and like that's, I mean, yeah,
it's a crazy
line.
Yeah,
I guess that's what I was trying to say when I was reading the lyrics and relating to it. Like, it's just straight to the point.
It's just straight up, and like I remember playing it for my friend, and he was like, maybe not say that right at the beginning. And I was like, no, I think I'm gonna say I'm throwing up on the sidewalk. So it was just like, I'm gonna say exactly what happened and like exactly how I feel. So that was cool. It's been interesting to see how, because I was like scared to show people that song for whatever reason, and then I was like showing people and like, dude, this is like, I really relate to this song.
Yeah.
People are telling me that. I'm like, that's crazy. You also throw up on the sidewalk.
Got problems.
Yeah, you guys need help.
Yeah.
Like I did.
Yeah.
You guys are too far gone.
Exactly. So no, that was cool. I was just scared to people. I was scared to show people that song for some reason, but then like so many people are like, this is my life. And I was like, okay, I feel like I need to put it out there then. Mm-hmm. So
that's awesome. What are some of Evan Hunter's hobbies? What do you do besides like write songs and, you know, play shows
and run?
And run marathons.
Let's see. I mean, I don't do much right now, to be honest. I'm mainly, I'm getting back into the gym. I was really into the gym for a while, but like being on the road, so hard to keep up any type of
absolutely
weightlifting or anything like that. So that's one thing I love is like weightlifting, running, and then doing flips sometimes. So
hell yeah, you got a trampoline?
No, I don't. There's not really room for trampoline in my backyard, unfortunately.
Word.
But recently I've been putting together so many like IKEA desks and drawers and stuff. I feel like I've been getting pretty good at like putting together those things.
There you go. You got no
just because I've been ordering so much stuff for my house, and I'm like, I feel like it's good practice for like when I'm a dad and like
you gotta fix shit.
And I tell my son to hold the flashlight and get mad at him for not only
looking at the future, dude. I like it.
I need your hands.
I like it.
Yeah. Not much, dude. I don't do much.
And then one last question that I had: what's one thing that maybe like a lot of people don't know about Evan Holner? Like maybe a weird talent you have, or like a weird hobby, like a guilty pleasure, anything like that?
I would say I love like movies. I'm a big movie guy.
Favorite movie?
Favorite movie? Right now, I'm just gonna say Memento. Have you seen that?
I've heard of it.
It's a
I don't
Christopher
know.
Nolan movie.
Oh, okay.
He's
a good.
I'm just gonna say that right now because it's one of the craziest movies that I watched recently.
Is it newer?
No, it's an older one.
Okay.
It's like the movie's kind of in reverse, sort of. So
Oh wow.
yeah, it's a very interesting movie.
Like the plot is, or 'cause, like in Tenet, there's actual reverse going on.
So it's like
you know?
it's a story of this guy that has short-term memory loss, and you as an audience member like will be put in these places where he like wakes up and he doesn't know what's going on because he has short-term memory loss, but also the audience doesn't know. And the beginning of the movie is actually like the end, and then it takes you on a story of how he got there. And it's like really cool.
But when you're watching it for the first time, you don't know. That,
No, everything, and I think that's what he did really well. Is like you're exactly like the guy
You're
that
experiencing the
because he has short-term memory loss, and like he wakes up and he has no idea what's going on,
Wow.
and you also don't know what's going on. So it's really cool movie, and like people like are you can take advantage of someone like that, like they don't remember
right,
anything,
exactly.
and like stuff like that. So there's a lot of that going on. I love that movie. I just watched that.
Nice,
It's
I
a
need to
good
watch
movie.
it.
Who are some of your favorite actors?
Favorite actors? I would say, I mean, I love Christian Bale, like American Psycho, like
Oh, yeah.
that. He's insane.
Yeah.
Like, Leonardo DiCaprio, and
What
then
about Hugh Jackman?
Hugh Jackman's sick,
He's a
yeah.
beast.
And then what's the girl in? Have you seen Midsummer or Midsommar or whatever? That crazy. Oh, okay.
You gotta put
She's
me
also
on.
in Don't Worry, Darling.
Yeah. I seen that.
Florence Pugh, I think, something like that.
Yeah.
That girl, the blonde girl,
Yeah.
super good actress.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
those are probably.
Would
my
you say
favorite
like
things.
watching a lot of movies would like somehow correspond like with writing songs at all?
I think so. Yeah, I love just a good story and a good concept, and
Yeah.
I think it definitely like just gets me thinking. I'm not like huge on reading. Like I don't like love to read. I try to listen to audiobooks and try to read as most like as best I can, but I'm like just don't enjoy it for some reason. I wish I did.
Yeah.
So like movies are like for me like just so much easier to consume, and like
I've heard of a practice. Have you ever watched the show Friends?
yeah.
So our buddy Sam, he said if he wanted to write a song but didn't really know where to start, he would turn on an episode of Friends, and then there'd be a line, and then he would just use that to branch off of. And I hadn't thought about it, but when I heard about it, I was watching the show, and I was like, there's so much you could do with
Yeah,
that.
that's great. I mean, you can find a song in anything. So
Anything.
like, yeah, that's great. If that works for him, that's
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
sick.
hell
Yeah.
yeah.
That's cool. What you got some big plans for the rest of this year?
Yeah. So my sophomore album is coming out June 7th. I don't know when this is coming out, but
ASAP.
okay, sick. Yeah. Sophomore album is coming out June 7th. My second headline tour, I announced a little bit ago. We'll be hitting the road hard in like July and September, October. And then also I recently created my, I'm still like independent as an artist, and I'm not a fan of labels. So I created my own record label. It's called Cloverdale Records, and
Yeah.
been having a lot of my artists that I really love or friends just be a part of it, and like just everything a part of the like basically just a community of artists rather than just someone telling you like, oh, this song's not good enough to release or whatever.
And they're
like,
just a business person.
yeah,
Right.
exactly. Yeah. So we got like just a really good community of artists that are my friends and artists that I really like. that are on that, and we're just like we write together, and then we just release it all through Cloverdale, which is cool.
That's awesome.
But yeah, that's pretty much all I got going. Sophomore album and second headlining tour. So
Hell yeah.
Y'all go check out Evan Holner, wherever, social media, TikTok.
hell yeah.
Where can they find you?
Yeah, just
Evan Honer?
on Instagram at Evan Honer, TikTok at Evan Honer Music, and everywhere else. Just my tickets are on sale now if you want to
Go
come
get your
see me.
tickets,
Appreciate you
Luke
coming,
Bryan,
man. Of
and
course.
everybody else.
Yeah,
Thanks for coming, dude. We had a
of course.
blast.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Hell yeah.